Let's go. Thank you, Irene. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Kathy. Mafer Gonzabay. Nicola Armas. María Gracia Barberán. Daira Pinto. María Fernanda Luque. Alison Zambrano. Soraya Soria. Madeline Moncayo. Thank you very much. Nuria, are you there? Angel, very good. Can you show us your ID? Thank you very much, Nuria. Thank you. That's perfect. Augusta, is that your ID? No, that's your pillow. She left. She probably went to get the ID. She's back with the ID. Good, good, excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Augusta. Thank you very much. Sheila is arriving. Okay, we have full house today. I think we need just one more. I think Richie is missing still, but we won't have any. He's sometimes a bit late. Hi Sheila, how are you? Can you show me your ID? And if possible, your face, because you look like you're like in a witness protection program. Hello, Sheila. I cannot see you. There you are, a little bit. Can you show your ID? Your cédula? There, yeah. Okay, a little bit. Well, couldn't see much, but let's hope. Okay, guys. Good morning. This is a new week, and we're going to continue. Before we continue, just so you know, we still have, after this, I think 2 more classes, and then we have exams. Okay. First, we have the oral exam, and then the last class that will be on the 9th. Yeah, on the 9th. That will be our written exam. Yeah, you probably have experience. This is level 6. You probably did levels 4, 5, 4, etc. You know how it works, right? And so if you have any questions, you can ask me, but it's basically the same thing. And we have to finish with the lesson 10, lesson 10B. We have 3 classes. I think we will have more than enough time to finish, and then maybe we can do some revision. Okay, we can do maybe some exercises to prepare. Okay. And okay. So let's get into business. Let's start working. Okay, give me a second. So by the way, I remember I told you I was going to send you something to complete. I completely forgot. The problem is I had a really, really busy week last week, but I'm going to send you a couple of things, hopefully today. First is the Flipgrid exercise that you have to do. Remember, I didn't send you the link, but I will send you the link in a few minutes, probably during the break. And then I have to send you, for the people who are not here, I think Augusto was not here. For the people who are not here, remember I'm going to send you a folder, just a link. So you, inside the link, you put your, the photocopy of your cédula, okay? And a foto tamaño carnet of you, okay? This is important. It's not a carnet, it's a foto tamaño carnet. It's a carnet size photo. Thank you, Richie. Thank you for showing your ID. Thank you very much. And I'm going to do this today. Sorry, last week I was really busy and like I had many classes and it was hard to do. So that's going to happen later today. But right now, we have to go on. And we have a few things to do. Okay. We're going to, the last thing we did was write a biography of an interesting or successful person you know about. And then now we have two listenings, right? Write a biography or interesting or successful person you know about. Very well. And now you have these two listenings that we're going to do in a different order. We're going to do letter C first, and then we're going to do letter B. Okay, so we start with this one, and then we do this one. Okay, guys? Please pay attention. First, we're going to do this one, and then this one. We start with letter 4C, listen and answer the questions. Okay? We're going to go here, and let me show you how it works. You have this image. This image is called Great British Design Icons. I don't know. Is anybody here studying design or not? Or architecture or something similar to that? No? Okay, nobody. No problem. So these are called Great British Design Icons. Okay? Design icons are like very important designs that become like legendary, like icons. For example, you have this. What do you think this is, Madeline?
It's like a map of the subway.
Very well. Excellent, Madeline. But this is not called subway in Britain. It's called the underground. Subway is a very American word. Okay? Yes, it's a map of the underground. As you can see, this is the river. You see? This is the River Thames. It's in like cuts London in half. And this is North London, which has a lot more subway. And this is South London, which only has like one or two. Poor people in the South don't have a lot. Okay. And what do you think is this? Do you know this, Augusta? This, what do you think is this? It's super simple.
Books from the same author, isn't it? I don't know.
They're books. They're called penguin books. Penguin books. I don't know if you have seen one of these. These are in English always. You know, but they are like a very traditional design. And according to the listening that we're going to hear in a few minutes, in a minute, they are the first paperback in history. Okay, what is a paperback and what is a hardcover? Like when you buy a book, you have two options: paperback, tapa blanda, and hardback or hardcover, which is tapa dura. No, the paperbacks before, like 100 years ago, every book was hardcover. Todos los libros tenían tapa dura y eran más caros por eso. Now, these are the first paperbacks, tapa blanda, y se vendían en los kioscos, en los puestos de revistas, etc. Okay, this is it's an interesting phenomenon because a lot, and they were very cheap. Okay, the idea was that everybody could access things to read. Okay, for example, in the subway, because remember, 100 years ago, you didn't have a smartphone. So if you had to take the train for 1 hour, you were bored. So people started reading in the train. Okay, this is something you started doing. So this is what happened. Somebody created these cheap books with this typical design. And what is this, Irene? What do you think is this?
London.
It's London, but do you know what is this thing over here?
No.
Anybody knows? Anybody has been in London or remembers, or maybe you haven't been, but you know what this is? This is something they created for the 2012 Olympics a few years ago. This is very similar to the one that there is in Guayaquil, next to the river. In Guayaquil, there is one, you know, one of these next to the river. And this one is called the London Eye. And these are cabins. People can get into this cabin and the cabin goes and does a full circle. Okay. This is a great British design icon. Okay. And what is this? I suppose you know this. Angel, do you know what is this? Letter D.
It's a band, the Beatles.
It's the Beatles, yes. Do you recognize this design?
Sí, está aquí.
No? Who
No.
wants to help? Nicole, do you know what is this precise design?
No.
No? Anybody likes rock music in this group? Nobody? Maria Fernanda Luque, do you know?
I think it was from their album Love. I don't know.
No,
Or
it's not.
related to that album.
It's not the album Love. It's over here. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This is a very iconic, very famous album by the Beatles. And this is the cover. This is the cover of the album, you know, in the past, before Spotify, before YouTube, etc., people used to buy the albums in vinyl or CD, etc. And it come and you could admire and you could see the cover. You see? And this was a very iconic, very, very popular cover. These are the four Beatles. And you have a lot of people here who are people the Beatles also admire. Okay, the Beatles loved all these people here, and they're very different people. You have Bob Dylan, Edgar Allan Poe, you know, you have like a there's a big variety of people here, Laurel and Hardy, you know, El Gordo y el Flaco, you know, and you have a big variety of people behind the Beatles. Okay. It's a very famous cover. What we're going to do is we're going to listen. Okay, it says listen and answer the questions. Okay. Listen and answer the questions. You have A, B, C, and D. Okay. And you have the questions over here. You have to drag and drop to put the letters next to these ones. Which icon is the most recent? Which is the oldest? Which has been used in many different products? Which icon use different colors to show different products, well, etc. Okay. We're going to listen once, and then you have time to listen again. So configuration will be 10 minutes, 12 minutes. So you have enough time. Because it's a little long. It's 4.50. The audio is a little long. Okay. So are you ready, guys? Let's start. We're going to listen together for the first time, and then you start and listen once or twice if you prefer. Okay, let's go.
5.31. The London Tube Map.
By the 1930s, the London Underground had become very large. This made it difficult to show the new lines and the new stations on a traditional kind of map, and passengers complained that the existing map was confusing. In 1931, a designer called Harry Beck was asked to design a map which was easier to read. His map, which was based on an electrical circuit, represented each line in a different colour. This map, which is still used today by thousands of people, both Londoners and tourists, is perhaps one of the most practical design icons ever. However, the London Tube map doesn't represent distances correctly. People sometimes think if a place is one stop away, then it must be very near. But in fact, there's a big difference in distance between different stations. So, for example, Covent Garden Station is only 260 metres from Leicester Square, whereas the distance between Marble Arch and Bond Street, which looks the same distance on the map, is over a kilometre.
The London Eye.
The London Eye has become an iconic London landmark since it was opened in 2000 to celebrate the new millennium. It is a symbol of modern Britain, and it has been called London's Eiffel Tower. However, when it was originally designed by husband and wife team Julia Barfield and David Marks, people thought it would only be used during the year 2000, the millennium year, or perhaps just for a few years more. Nobody expected it to be so successful. Today, it is one of the UK's most popular tourist attractions and is visited by over 3.5 million people a year. The wheel has 32 capsules, which each carry up to 25 people, and they give visitors views of up to 40 kilometres from the top.
Penguin Books.
Penguin Books was founded by a publisher called Alan Lane in 1935. He was at a bookstall on a railway platform looking for something to read, but he could only find magazines. He decided that people needed to be able to buy books that were good quality fiction but cheap, and not just in traditional bookshops, but also on railway stations and in chain stores. Lane wanted a dignified but amusing symbol for the new books. His secretary suggested a penguin, and an employee was sent to London Zoo to make drawings of penguins. The first penguin paperbacks appeared in the summer of 1935. They included the works of Agatha Christie and the American writer Ernest Hemingway. The classic cover was invented in 1946. The books were colour-coded, orange for fiction, blue for biography, and green for crime. The way people thought about books had changed forever. The paperback revolution had begun. The cover designs have changed a lot over the years, but the original 1946 cover, which is considered a design icon, was recently brought back and is also used on mugs, notebooks, and other items.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album cover.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album was the Beatles' 8th studio album, and it was released in June 1967. It includes songs like Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds and A Day in the Life, and it became one of the best-selling albums of all time. The iconic album cover was designed by the English pop artist Peter Blake. It shows the band posing in front of a collage of some of their favourite celebrities. The celebrities include the actors Marlon Brando, James Dean, and Marilyn Monroe, the writer Oscar Wilde, the psychiatrist Sigmund Freud, the singer Bob Dylan, and the comedians Laurel and Hardy. Peter Blake later complained that he was only paid £200 for what became one of the most famous album covers ever.
Okay. Now you can continue and listen again in order to finish the exercise. Okay, guys? Let's go. Let me know when you're ready. I still have 2 people who haven't finished. Please finish up so we can check, okay? Okay, we're going to check. Let's get ready to check. So, Madeline, which icon is the most recent?
The letter B.
Letter B, the London Eye. Very well. This is the most recent icon. Nuria, which icon is the oldest?
The oldest is the letter A is the oldest. The Peking books. No, is the map, the longest.
The London Underground map. That's right. Letter A. Very well. Augusta. I know you're very busy with your phone, but
No, I'm sorry.
can
It's
you?
like I'm sorry. I was not notifying to my family because the dog destroyed something. That's the reason I went a little bit. C has been used in many different products.
Letter C, exactly. It has been used in many different products, like they mentioned mugs and other things. Irene, which icon use different colors to show different products?
Letter C.
Letter C, this is not produces, this is products. This is supposed to be a T. Okay. Samantha, which icon didn't make its designer much money? Samantha.
Letter D.
Letter D, very well. Sheila, which icon was the result of something that happened to its designer when he was traveling?
Letter C.
Letter C, the books, very well. Richie, which icon was not expected to be popular? Richie?
Letter B.
Oh, perfect. Excellent. Very well. We couldn't hear you. This is why I asked you again.
Yeah, it seems like the microphone in my earphones takes damage, so I had to disconnect it.
Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. Now we can hear you well. Don't worry. Kathy, can you do number 8? Which icon makes places look nearer than they really are?
Letter A.
Letter A, yeah, the tube map. So I'm going to check. And that's it. Now we're going to do the previous exercise, the one that we skipped. Okay. This is it. Now listen to an audio guide about them. Well, this is it's the same text. It's the same audio if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. The same audio.
5.31.
Look.
The London Tube Map.
By the 1930s, the London Underground had become.
So you see, it's the same listening, but you have few questions over here. It says, Harry Beck was the man who? Julia Barfield and Debbie Marks are the couple who? Alan Lane was the man who? Peter Blake is the man who you have to complete. Okay, and it's about the same 4 designs. Remember, the tube, the books, the London Eye, and the last one was the Beatles album cover. Okay, now since we already listened to this, we don't have to listen to this together. So I'm going to give you 9 minutes to do this. So you can listen twice if you need to. Okay, 10 minutes, the standard 10 minutes. So you need an extra minute just in case. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. You can do it. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm just going to stop speaking so you can listen well. Okay, let's check. So, let's do this together. Soraya, Harry Beck was the man who
Harry Beck was a man who designed the London map.
designed the London tube map.
Tube
Right.
maps.
Okay. Nuria, Julia Barfield and David Marks are the couple who
Design the London Eye.
designed the London Eye. Very well. María Fernanda Luque, Allen Lane
Alan Lane was the man who created the Penguin books.
created or founded, or I don't know, you can also say edited, started, created Penguin books. Okay, very good. Penguin, no penguin, sino penguin. Number 4, Alejandra, Peter Blake.
Peter Blake is the man who designed the album cover Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club.
The album cover, but you say it the other way around. To design Sgt. Pepper's. How do you write Sergeant? Yes, like this, I think. Sgt. Pepper's
Lonely Hearts
Hearts Club Band album cover. Okay, in English you have to write the other way around. Se escribe al revés, you know. The man who designed Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album cover. Okay. And well, this one doesn't give us immediately the answer because I have to read it. Okay. And you will get the answers in due time. We're going to continue now. In this, we have a speaking activity. Okay, before that we do compound nouns. But we're going to do this speaking activity, which is interesting. Okay, it says in groups, talk about people, things, and places, explain why you admire them. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to create breakout rooms and you're going to speak about all these things. Okay. It says a famous dead person who you admire. It has to be dead. A famous living person that you admire. It has to be alive, obviously. An iconic landmark that you really like. It could be in your city. It can be in a different city. A country whose design you admire. Any country. For example, you can say, I admire the design of Sweden because Sweden is where IKEA is from. Or you can say, I don't know, I like Japanese design, or I like American design, or I like, I don't know, Ecuadorian design if you prefer, whatever. An everyday object that you own that you think has a beautiful design. In this case, it's just a toaster, but it can be anything. It can be something, for example, I have a guitar that has a beautiful design, for example. Okay, it can be anything that you own, that you have, that is your property, that you think it has a beautiful design. And now an object that you would like to own, something that you don't have, but you would love to have, that you think has a beautiful design. For example, in this case, a Rolex watch. Okay, something you would like to own. Maybe you have one, I don't know, but maybe you want to have one. It can be a Ferrari, it can be anything. And at the end, it says a DVD cover, film poster, or book cover that you think has a great design. Okay? So you have to start thinking. Let's go. You have to participate in this one. I'm going to create breakout rooms of groups of 2 or 3 per session, yeah, 2 or 3. There is a group with 3 people, but the rest of the groups have 2 people. Okay, and you first you say, and then the other person tells you what you think are, the answers to these questions. Okay, let's go around 5 minutes, and then we continue.
And a famous living person that you admire.
King Yonder, because he's very admirable, have honest, successful.
Who?
Successful.
No, but who you admire? I didn't get the name.
King Yonder.
Who is that? Hin?
King Yonder, a Korean singer.
A Korean singer.
Yes.
Okay, that's K-pop.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know anything. Sorry.
No problem.
Continue.
Okay, an iconic landmark that you really like.
The Tower of Seoul.
A country whose design you admire.
The Japanese design.
For me, it's the temple garden. Is the person autista?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, it has a movie.
What
Is
movie?
the actor from Forrest Gump? No. I'm
No,
crazy.
no. The movie is the name is the temple garden.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know.
And the person, the name is the temple garden. Is autista, the cardiologa, theology. Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
I don't know.
And you can.
For me, Cristiano Ronaldo. I admire his dedication to football.
I suppose you really like football.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't like football, but I prefer Messi.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I prefer Cristiano.
For me too. He's the best player of football. And then
Messi has the World Cup.
yeah. An iconic landmark you really like. Nicole.
Well, maybe the Eiffel Tower.
Yes.
I wish go to France. Yeah.
France.
France. Yes. Sorry.
I will
France.
continue. I will continue to the other. Continue working. I will go to the.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. A famous deep person you admire?
Dead
I admire Michael Jackson because he was a very talented person, and he now to sing very well.
Remember,
Okay.
the pronunciation is dead, not deed. Dead.
That
A dead person.
A famous living person you admire?
and famous no, and one person admire is my mother for being so
Okay. Everyday object you have that you think is beautiful.
I think the transparent places are nice and elegant.
Okay, and oh, wait. An object that you would like to have and that you think has a beautiful design.
I would like to have a Tina simple gold chain because I think it's very pretty and will match any outfit.
Finally, DVD cover, movie poster, or book cover that you think has a great design.
We already finished now.
You already finished? Oh, I couldn't hear.
But no,
Start again.
read it again.
No, don't worry. Okay, if
Yeah.
you're finished, you can leave the room.
Okay. Thank you. So
Okay. My object is a lamp. The lava.
A lava lamp?
A lava lamp, yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Ya terminamos.
already finished.
You already finished?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's go to the room.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I suppose so people I couldn't hear, they finish quickly and they return, right? Everything okay with the exercise? Do you have any problems, any questions, any doubts? No? It was a very simple, straightforward exercise, right? Anybody wants to share anything? Or we continue? Okay. I guess we can continue. And so this is what we have next. It's called compound nouns. It says vocabulary and pronunciation, compound nouns, word stress. It says compound nouns. Marilyn Moncayo, can you please read this text?
We often put two nouns together, where the first noun describes the second one. For example, an album cover. The cover of a map. It's equal. I don't know how to say that.
Equals or it is.
Okay. Equal the cover of an album. The tube map equal the map of the tube. Compound nouns can be two words. For example, tourist, attraction, or one word, for example, website.
So see, compound nouns, like it's a very common thing in English. So when you say something like tube map, you're using a compound noun. You write them separately, but they have a meaning together. They belong together because they have one meaning, like album cover. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. The next exercise, it says match a noun from a column A with a noun from column B to make compound nouns. Super simple. Okay. Let me show you how it's done. Profile, and you have to choose one. Football, and you have to choose one. Okay, this is very simple. And we have only like, I don't know. I'm going to give you 5 minutes because it's really, really short and we don't need more time. Okay. The idea is that we create units of meaning, that things that make sense. Some things that we have been doing now. Let's go. Let's all start now. Let's do compound nouns here. Okay. Let's work. Everything okay, Dana? Where are you?
Yeah, mister. I am in Ambato.
In Ambato. Okay.
Yes.
Are you on your cell phone?
Yes, in myself.
Are you able to do the exercises or not now?
Yes, I can, but la señal es fea y se va.
Signal is bad. Okay. Okay, well, you decide. You can do them now or later. Okay. As long as you're connected, you're present. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Alison, football.
Beach.
Excellent. Madeline, sun.
Glasses.
Glasses. Very well. Richie, speed.
Camera.
Speed camera. Dana, profile.
Picture.
Very well. Profile picture. Maria Fernanda, book.
Cover.
We don't have cover. This is not an option.
Case.
Case. Very well. Nuria, town.
Hall.
Town hall. By the way, Maria Fernanda, look at what is a bookcase?
Like a I don't know, a place where you can keep the book.
Exactly. A place where you can keep several books. Okay? Estantes. Estantería. That is more or less like that. A bookcase. Una biblioteca. Okay? Nuria, what is town hall? Very well. Yes, but in Spanish, in Ecuador, that will be municipalidad, really, right? Ayuntamiento is more like in Spain. Ángel, class.
Classmate.
Classmate, very simple. You're all classmates. Let's do this. And here we are. Okay, well, this is the answers. Of course, we don't need that because we already did it. And now we're going to go to the last exercise from the lesson, okay? Which is this one. Try to answer all the questions in 3 minutes with compound nouns. I am not that bad, so I'm not going to do that in 3 minutes for you. Basically, what you have to do is you have, okay, bad idea. Again. Here. Okay, you have all these expressions over here: a parking fine, a tennis court, the ground floor, science fiction, a boarding pass, sports hall, state, school memory stick, traffic jam, seatbelt, cash machine, and ringtone. These are book words from the lesson that you have to put in the correct place. Okay? You have 10 minutes to do this. Please pay attention because it's 12 points. And if you have any questions, please ask me. Okay? Let's do this. If you have any questions, please ask me. Don't be afraid. Okay? If you say, for example, teacher, I don't know what is a ground floor. Well, I can answer that. Okay? But I need you to be active and to participate. Let's work. Let me know. I'll be right back. You continue working. I'll be right back in a couple of minutes. Back. Okay, I have more than half still working. Well, try to finish up. Okay, well, we're going to have to start checking because we need to go on. And let's do this together. Okay, Richie, number 1. Can you read the question and the answer?
Where can you take money out without going into a bank? The answer is a cash machine.
Cash machine, very well. Do you know another word for cash machine?
Not really, I just call it that.
Yeah, and this is a cash machine is very British. Americans say ATM, which means automatic teller machine. Teller is como un cajero, okay? So they call it ATM. When you see ATM in a building or whatever, it means cash machine. But in this case, we're going to use cash machine, which is the one that the book gave us. Madeleine Moncayo, number 2.
What do you need to have before you can get on plane? A boarding pass.
A boarding pass. Allison, number 3.
What might you have to pay if you park in a bus lane? A parking fine.
A bus lane. A bus lane. What is a fine, Allison?
Una multa.
Sorry?
Una multa.
Exactly, very well. Very different from the word fine, which is an adjective. When you say I feel fine, for example. This is a fine, it's a noun. Okay? Sheila, I cannot see you.
And number 3, what
Number
might,
4. Number
sorry.
4, Sheila.
Yeah, number 4, what should you put on when you get into a car? A seatbelt.
A seatbelt. Very well. Now, one thing, Sheila, I cannot see you. You see, it's completely dark and I cannot see your face. It's you have to try to do something because I should be able to see your face to know it's really you. Understand? I don't know. For example, behind you, I think there's a window, so it blocks the vision. So maybe you can just turn around or, you know, with the window in front of you, not behind you. I don't know. It's an idea. Do you understand? A lot better. Exactly. Very, very well. A lot better. Now I can see you. Thank you very much, Rila. We continue. Nuria, number 5. This is a mistake. It should be called a, right?
What do you call a long line of cars that can move? A traffic jam.
Traffic jam. Very well. Excellent. Angel, number 6.
What do you need to book if you want to play tennis with someone? A tennis court.
You need to book a tennis court. Exactly. Maria Fernanda Luque.
Seven, where do people go if they want to watch a basketball or handball match? A sports hall.
Sports hall. Excellent. Soraya. Soria.
Okay, number 8. What do you call the noise a phone makes? A ringtone.
A ringtone. Yes, a ringtone. Very well.
Ringtone.
A
Okay.
ringtone. Yeah. Alejandra Pacheco. Number 9.
What kind of books or films are about the future and often outer space? Science fiction.
That's correct, science fiction. Do you like science fiction films, Alejandra?
No.
No? Okay. Nobody's perfect. Number 10. Nicole, can you read number 10?
Yes. What do you call a school which is paid for by the government? A state school.
Yes, at state school, but be careful when you read because it's what do you call a school which is paid for by the government? You have to make it like a small pause in the middle. You have to stop a little bit. Okay? Paid for by the government. Okay? A state school. You know, una escuela estatal, like in Spanish, it will be like that. Okay? Number 11, Irene.
If you are in a lift and you press G, where do you want to go to? The ground floor.
The ground floor. How do you call, what is the ground floor in Spanish?
Planta baja.
Exactly. Yes, very well. That's the ground floor. Remember, ground floor is a very British thing. Americans do not have ground floor. When you go inside a building, this is floor number 1. Understand? They don't have planta baja and after that, primer piso. No. They have primer piso. No tienen planta baja. Y el que sería primero sería el segundo. So be careful because if you go to New York and you want to go to the ground floor and you will realize there's no ground floor, what's going on? Well, it's a difference, a small difference, a small cultural difference. Okay? Those are the small things. You have to be careful. What device do you use, Kathy? What device do you use when you want to transfer files from one computer to another?
Memory stick.
A memory stick. Do you have a synonym for that?
It's like a USB.
A USB what?
I don't know how to explain. It's some like external disk or USB is like a pen drive.
A pen drive or a USB drive. Very well. Memory stick is not the same as an external hard drive because external hard drive is bigger. But memory stick is the same as a pen drive, it's the same as a USB stick. They are all synonyms. Okay? But don't say a USB because a USB is nothing. USB is just the protocol. Okay? So be careful with that. Excellent. This is it. We're going to send and all correct. Congratulations, guys. We have finished unit 10A. And immediately, we're going to start with unit 10B, which is the last unit. Okay? This is about 2 murder mysteries. The first one is about Jack the Ripper. And the second one is about a man, like the story of a man who kills somebody else. You know, it's like a murder story. Before we continue, who is Jack the Ripper? Who knows who is this guy, Jack the Ripper? I suppose you have heard about Jack the Ripper. No? Daira is very confused. Nicole too.
He was a serial killer in London.
Yes, a British serial killer in the 19th century. What's the name of Jack the Ripper in Spanish?
Jack el Destripador.
Exactly. Now you know. See, everybody knows Jack el Destripador. You know, Jack el Destripador is basically, well, in English is Jack the Ripper. It's basically just a serial killer from London from the 19th century, I think 1870, something like that. I don't remember, 1880 maybe. 1890, I don't know. At the end of the 19th century, during Victorian times, if you like history. And the peculiar thing about Jack the Ripper is that he only attacked women, and he never got caught. So it's a big mystery. Who was Jack the Ripper? Because he started killing people, women, and one day he stopped. And nobody knows what happened to Jack the Ripper, and nobody knows who he was. Okay? And still a mystery to this day. Some people are obsessed. You always have like new books about like who was possibly Jack the Ripper. And because it's a mystery, it's a big mystery in England. Okay? For the police. What is the name of the police in English? In England? Do you know? You never heard of it? No? The police in England is called Scotland Yard. Have you ever heard of it? Yes, probably. Scotland Yard. Well, that's the name of the police. Okay? We're going to do the first exercise, and probably after that, we can take a break. Or, yeah, before we start the story of Jack the Ripper, we can take a short break. Okay, and then we continue with Jack the Ripper. Okay, so we're going to learn vocabulary about mystery, murders, crimes, things like that. Everybody loves this vocabulary. But we have to learn it. We have to learn it. It's sometimes a little weird, but we have to learn it. So this is what we have. As you can see, we have a few words and you have a few spaces. You have to put them in the spaces. I'm going to help you with this. Okay, what is the meaning of murder, Augusta?
In Spanish, asesinato.
Yes, and a murderer, what do you think that can be?
Del asesino, maybe.
Yeah, well, you can use English. You could say a person who commits murder, right? Now, I'm interested in this word, Maffer, Gonzabay. Witnesses. What do you think this word means?
Testigo.
Yeah, but that will be the plural. Very well. Very well. Yeah, I think you will be fine. You will be fine. 9 exercises. 7 minutes, 9 minutes. What do you prefer? I will be nice. I will give you 8 minutes. Okay? Let's go. Let's start all now. All now. Let's all start now. Let's go. You have to put the words in the spaces. That's all you have to do. Okay? Let's go. Is it cold in Ambato, Dana? You're wearing a sweater or a hoodie.
Not too much.
Not too much. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, ready? We're going to check. Let's go. Alejandra, can you start? This word noun that you have here, verb, is not part of the definition, of course. So when you read it, you have to be careful, okay? Just a minute.
Number
One minute, it's going to finish. Sorry. Again, now. Okay, now we can work. Alejandra, number 1.
detectives. Now police officers could investigate crimes.
Investigate is this word. There's a T over here that is wrong. So what I was saying is that you have to read the word noun like a different thing. So detectives, noun, police officers who investigate crimes. You see, noun means the type of word. It's not part of the definition. Okay? Do you understand? Yes?
Yes.
Excellent. Nicole, number 2.
Witnesses. Noun. People who see something which has happened and then tell others.
And then
For example, the police. Ay, me quedo hasta ahí, okay.
What?
The police about it.
Yes. What was the what did you say? I didn't understand.
Nothing, sorry.
Tell others, not others, others. E.g., or for example, the police, not police, be careful, the police about it. Kathy, number 3.
Victims. Now people who are hurt or killed by.
Killed by?
I'm so sorry. Somebody in a crime.
Okay. Remember what I said at the beginning, the word noun, you have to stop after you say it. Victims. Noun. People who are hurt or killed by somebody in a crime. You don't say victims, noun, people who are not. You don't say everything together because it doesn't make any sense. Noun and people don't go together. You have to separate that, okay? When you read, you have to make a separation. You stop a little bit. Maria Gracia, number 4.
Yes, murder now a person who plans and kills another person.
Okay, what is the word?
Murder.
This one or this one?
Murder. Yes.
This. Maria Gracia, is this the correct word?
The other.
Murderer. Not murder. Murderer. Okay, murderer. A person who plans and kills another person. Okay. Samantha, number 6.
Murder. Now the crime of killing a person illegal and deliberately.
Okay. Murder. The crime of killing a person illegally and deliberately. Okay. Deliberately. Excellent. Number 6. Irene.
Evidence. Now the facts, things, etc., which tell you who committed a crime. Evidence.
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 Yes, the facts, signs, not signs,
Signs.
signs, etc., which tell you who committed a crime. Very well. Soraya, number 7.
Number 7. Suspects, noun, people who are thought to be guilty of a crime.
Okay. Suspects. People who are
Suspects.
thought.
So,
This is the past.
so
Exactly. The past participle of think. People who are thought. This is passive voice. People who are thought to be guilty. What is guilty, Soraya?
culpables.
Exactly. To be guilty of a crime. Very well. We don't know yet, but they are possibly guilty of a crime. Okay?
Okay.
Very well. Maffer, number 8.
Solve a mystery. Birds find the correct answer to why something happened.
Yes, the same situation that I just mentioned. So prove a sorry. Solve a mystery. Verb. You stop a little bit because verb is the type of word. And then you read the rest. To find the correct answer to why something happened. Verb to find is not, it doesn't go together, understand? So be careful with that. Daira, number 9.
Where to use face and evidence to show something is true.
Okay, and what is the pronunciation here?
Proof.
Prove, very well. Prove something. Verb. To use faces and evidence to show something is true. Exactly. Okay. We're going to check. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. Okay, and we have the possibility to hear. If you want to hear, that's fine. You can do it on your own. Okay, we're going to continue after the break. See you at 11. Sorry, what? 11. In Ecuador is 11:10, so 11:25. Okay, is that correct? 15 minutes. Okay, guys, see you in a few minutes. Bye-bye. Okay, go. Let's go, guys. Let's continue working. Come on. Richie, Augusto, María Fernanda, Luque, Katy, Nicole, Dana. Are you there, Katy? There. You having
Yes,
breakfast?
Mr. Angel.
You having breakfast? Brunch, maybe. Okay, everybody's ready. Let's go with Jack the Ripper. Okay. Let's go. So we already did the first one. We're going to do 1D over here. It says, who was Jack the Ripper? And complete the gaps with the words. And I'm going to show you how it works. You have the words here. These are exactly the same words that we just learned, and you have to put them in the correct spaces. For that, you have to read carefully. Okay? I think 10 minutes standard time is going to be okay. And just one try as usual. That's the standard. Okay, let's start all together now. Let's go. Please start working. If you don't know anything, if you have any questions, please ask me. But really, ask me, okay? If you have any questions. Let's go. Okay, guys, try to finish up. Half the people are still working. If you finish, don't wait. Hit terminar intento so we can move on, okay? Okay, we're going to check. Let me share. Here we are. Okay. Can you read the first part, the first paragraph, Maria Fernanda?
In the autumn of 1888, a brutal murderer walked the dark, foggy streets of London, terrorizing the inhabitants of the city.
Okay, what is foggy, Maria Fernanda?
When there's neblina.
Yes, exactly. That's basically the idea. Very well. Richie, can you continue reading?
The victims were all women, and the police seemed powerless to stop the murders.
Very well. The victims were all women. Remember, this is the plural. Women. Okay? Very well.
Yes, they say.
Augusta, can you please continue? I think you're very busy. You're not listening. Augusta.
I'm sorry, I really don't thought that was talking with me.
Okay. You were very busy. Not paying attention.
Sorry.
Okay, I
Sorry, I was
want you to continue if possible.
Okay. But I didn't hear somebody. There were no witness that sent them.
There were no
Witness to the crimes.
witnesses to the crime.
Witnesses. Witnesses.
Continue.
Yeah, to the crime. So the police had no idea what the murdered look at like, or look like.
Looked
Panic,
like.
looked like. I am sorry. Panic and fear among Londoners was increased by a letter sent to Scotland Yard by the murder. In the letter, murderer. In the letter, he made fun of the police attempt to catch him and promised to kill again.
Okay, remember it's not police. Police.
Police.
And in this case, it finishes with apostrophe S. So you have to say polices. He made fun, se burló, he made fun of the police's attempts to catch him and promised to kill again. Thank you very much. Nicole, can you continue reading?
Yours truly, eso, desde ahí, ¿verdad?
It finished.
Yeah, okay. Yes, yours truly, Jack the Ripper. This was the first of many letters sent the police.
Sent to the police.
The police. The murders continued, 7 in total. But in November, they suddenly stopped.
Stopped.
3 months stopped. 3 months after they had first begun.
Begun. Very well. What is the meaning of suddenly, Nicole?
I don't know.
Who can help her? What is the meaning of suddenly? Anybody who wants to help Nicole?
It's not slowly.
Slowly? No, no. Anybody has any idea? Suddenly stopped. No? Okay, well. Sorry, who is speaking?
On the spur of the moment. In Spanish is de repente.
Exactly, de repente. Yes, very well, Daira. Very well. In November, they suddenly stopped. Very well. Can you continue reading, Nicole?
Okay, Jack the Ripper was never caught.
Caught.
Um,
Caught. The past participle of the verb catch.
Okay.
She's over here, right? Catch, caught.
And for more than century, historians, writers, and detectives have examined the evidence and tried to discover and prove his identity.
Exactly. So
Continue.
wait. No, not proof. I think that's not the correct answer there. Detectives have examined the evidence and tried to discover and who has something else over there? Everybody has proof in this case? Proof is identity, so real life. Yes, yeah, because prove his identity. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Daira, can you continue?
Hundreds of articles and books have been written and many films.
Written, not written.
Written. And many films made about the murders. But the question, who has...
One thing before we continue, super, super important. Don't forget the letter S's. Hundreds of articles and books have been written and films have been made about the murders. Te comiste todas las S's. Hay que tener cuidado, ¿sí?
Sorry.
Vamos otra vez. Hundreds.
Hundreds and articles and books has been written
Written.
Many films
Remember, written.
made
Written.
written, many films made about the murders. But the question, who has Jack the Rippers?
Who has or
Has
who
rem-
was?
who was the Ripper? Has remained unanswered.
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 What is the meaning of that?
Uh,
What is unanswered?
I don't know.
Okay.
Dice respuesta.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm.
Sin respuesta. Has remained an answer. Okay.
There has been plenty of suspects.
Suspects.
Suspect.
Let me try to move it. Oh. I hate when this happens. Suspects over there. Good. Including
Included a doctor, a businessman, a painter, and even a member of the royal family.
what
The
is
American crime.
sorry. Thank you very much, Daira. What is the meaning of this word?
I don't know.
How do you
Como
pronounce?
empresario.
Yes, empresario. Hombre de negocios, pero ojo con la pronunciación. A ver, ¿cómo la pronunciarías?
Businessman. Businessman.
No.
Businessman. Businessman.
Business. Negocios es
Business.
business. Business. And this is businessman. Businessman in the
Business.
case of a man. Businesswoman in the case of a woman. Business person in general. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much, Daira. Madeline is going to continue. The American.
The American crime writer Patricia Cornwell tried to solve the real-life murder mystery of Jack the Ripper. After spending a considerable amount of time and money on her investigation and analyzing
Analyzing.
Analyzing DNA samples.
Samples.
Cornwell thought she had proven who Jack the Ripper really was. However,
She had proved, and this is a mistake, this is a typo, it should be an O. So she had proved who Jack the Ripper really was.
However, other experts disagree with her, and a new theory was recently being put forward.
Was or has?
Wait, that I don't know where.
Has. Be careful, because some people are making this mistake between has and was. And was is pronounced like was, and this is has. And it's very different, the pronunciation. Okay, very well. We did very well, this Jack the Ripper beginning. And we have to continue. Read the article again and find the answer to these questions. Okay. I'm going to show you how it looks like. This is very similar. You have the article here. It's completed with the words, but you have questions here that you have to answer. Okay, this is what you're going to do now. You have to answer these questions. Okay, I'm going to give you the standard time, which is 10 minutes. And one shot at it. Okay, let's go. Let's all start now. Here are the questions that you have to answer, okay? Let's go. Okay, I was checking the answers. I think most of you have really good answers. Everything was okay. We're going to read the answers. Okay, we're going to check like that. So Madeline, what was your first answer? Where and when did the merge take place?
In London in the autumn of 1888.
In the autumn. Okay, autumn, not autumn, but autumn. Okay, very good. Augusta, how many murders were there?
7 in total.
7 murders in total. Yes, that's correct. Richie, how long did the murders go on for?
By 3 months.
3 months. They went on for, not by, 3 months.
I'm sorry, yes.
Who are the main suspects, Daira?
A doctor, a businessman, a painter, a member of the royal family.
A member of the royal family. Wow, interesting. Maria Fernanda, what does Patricia Cornwell usually do?
She is an American crime writer.
That's correct. Irene, the last question, how did she try to solve the mystery?
By analyzing DNA samples.
By analyzing DNA, not DNI, DNA samples. Very well. That's correct. Okay, no problem. Okay, we're going to continue. Let me check where we are. Okay, and now we're going to listen. We're going to continue with Jack the Ripper. And now we're going to listen. And let me share. It says, listen to the first part of an interview with a retired, where it is, with a retired police inspector who is an expert on Jack the Ripper. Complete the information about the suspects. So this is where you have to work. I'm going to show you first. You're going to listen and you have to complete the information missing. You have a few words here. And these are the faces of the possible murders. One of these 4 might be Jack the Ripper. We don't know. We have to listen. Okay? It's very short, it's 1 minute, and then you have to complete. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes for this. And let's all go together. We're going to listen together, and then you can listen again if you prefer. Okay? Let's go.
5.35. Good morning, and thank you for coming, Mr. Morton. Or should it be Inspector Morton? You were a detective with Scotland Yard, weren't you?
Yes, that's right. For 25 years. I retired last year.
People today are still fascinated by the identity of Jack the Ripper, around 125 years after the crimes were committed. It's incredible, isn't it?
Well, it's not really that surprising. People are always interested in unsolved murders, and Jack the Ripper has become a sort of cult horror figure.
Who are the main suspects?
Well, there are a lot of them, but probably the best known are Prince Albert, Queen Victoria's grandson, the artist Walter Sickert, and a Liverpool cotton merchant called James Maybrick. And recently we've heard about another possible suspect, a German sailor called Karl Feigenbaum.
Okay. Now you have some time to listen again if you prefer, and then complete the spaces. Okay? Let's go. Okay, ready? Let's check. Okay, so Madeline, Prince Albert, Queen Victoria's
Grandson.
grandson. Very well. Augusta, the first name of this guy, Maybrick.
James.
James Maybrick, a cotton merchant. What is cotton?
Algodón.
Yeah. And what is merchant?
Como, I don't know how to say that, the person that they dedicate to sell things, I don't know.
Yeah, they buy and sell. Un mercader sería, right? You would buy and sell cotton in this case. Okay. Nowadays we could call him an importer, exporter, something like that. Okay. Maria Gracia, what's a seeker was?
Artist.
An artist. Okay. Ángel Hidalgo, Carl Feigenbaum.
Carl Feigenbaum, a sailor.
A sailor. Very well. It's the only thing you have to write there. Some people made the mistake of writing a German sailor, which is what they say. But in this case, it's just a sailor. Okay, you don't have to say he was German. It's not, there's no necessity for that information. Very good. Okay. And we're going to continue with the second part of the interview. Okay, and in the second part of the interview, we're going to do the true or false. Look at this. We have a listening and then a true or false that you have to choose, of course, true, false, depending on the listening. Okay. First, we're going to listen, and then I'm going to give you time to do this. Okay, let's listen together. It's not open yet, so don't worry.
5.36. Patricia Cornwell, in her book Jack the Ripper, Case Closed, said that she had identified the murderer and that she was convinced that Jack the Ripper was in fact Walter Sickert, the painter. What evidence did she put forward to support this claim?
Well, she mainly used DNA analysis. She actually bought a painting by Sickert at great expense, and she cut it up to get the DNA from it. People in the art world were furious.
I can imagine.
And then she compared the DNA from the painting with DNA taken from the letters that Jack the Ripper sent to the police. Patricia Cornwell says that she's 99% certain that Walter Sickert was Jack the Ripper.
But you don't think she's right, do you?
No, I don't. I don't think her scientific evidence is completely reliable. And there's a lot of evidence which says that Sickert was in France, not London, when some of the women were killed.
Mm. What about James Maybrick? Do you think he was the murderer?
Well, somebody found a diary which is supposed to be his, where he admits to being Jack the Ripper. But nobody has been able to prove that the diary is genuine, and personally, I don't think he was the murderer.
And Prince Albert, the Queen's grandson?
Well, this for me is the most ridiculous theory. I can't seriously believe that a member of the royal family could be a serial murderer. In any case, Prince Albert was in Scotland when at least 2 of the murders were committed.
There's been another recent theory, hasn't there, that Jack the Ripper was German?
Yes, this is a new theory based on new research by a Jack the Ripper expert called Trevor Marriott, who's in fact another retired detective like me. He believes that Carl Feigenbaum, a German sailor, was responsible for some, if not all, the 5 murders. Feigenbaum was executed in the electric chair in New York in 1894 for the brutal murder of a woman. And after his death, his lawyer said that he was convinced that his client was Jack the Ripper. Marriott has discovered that Feigenbaum was a member of the crew of a ship that was in London at the time of the murders, so it's perfectly possible that he could have been the Ripper.
Do we know what he looked like?
Well, there are no photos of Feigenbaum, but Marriott has made a computer image of him based on descriptions from when he was in prison.
So, who do you think the murderer was?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
So you don't think we'll ever solve the mystery?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think one day the mystery will be solved. Some new evidence will appear, and we'll be able to say that the case of Jack the Ripper is finally closed. But at the moment, it's still a mystery, and people like a good mystery.
Okay. We're going to do this. 15 minutes is too much, I think. 8 is okay. It's not very long. Okay. Let's all start now. Let's go. Okay, ready? Everybody's ready? Good. Let's start checking. Okay. So, Irene, the inspector says he doesn't think the mystery will ever be solved. True or false?
False. It doesn't. It's false.
He thinks it will be solved at some point in the future. That's true. Madeline, can you read the next one?
There is evidence that Sticker was aboard at the time of some of the murders is true.
Okay. Maria Fernanda.
Number 3. She took DNA samples from a letter written by Stickert. False. It was from a painting.
Okay. You're reading your, because I have it in different order. It's okay, don't worry. You're reading your text. It's okay. Samantha, can you read the next one?
Cornell evidence is mainly scientific. True.
Sorry?
It's true.
True. Angel.
Okay, there is a letter that some people think Maverick wrote confessing to the crimes. Is false.
Confessing to the crimes. Not crimes, crimes. Okay, it's not a letter, it's a diary, right? Sheila. Inspector Morton.
Inspector Morton thinks that Prince Albert was a serial killer. Is false.
This is false. He thinks this is the most ridiculous one. Nuria.
The inspector doesn't want to say who he thinks the murder is. It's false.
False. It's not that he doesn't want to say, it's that he doesn't know. He can't say. Mafar.
Trevor Marriott found that Feinberg had traveled to London at the time of the murders. True.
This is true. Had traveled to London. Very well. Alison, can you continue?
Feigenbaum was executed in London for another murder. False.
Executed. Executed. It was false. Very well. Where was he executed, Alison?
In New York.
In New York. Very well. And Kathy?
The last our lovers were angry with Cornwell. True.
Yes. Why? Do you remember? No, you don't remember? Kathy?
Sorry, mister, I don't hear you. Can you repeat, please?
Cannot hear me. No, I'm asking you why. You know, odd lovers were angry with Cornwell, and you said true. I'm asking you why. Why is it true? Why were they angry with Cornwell?
No, I don't remember why I put through.
Okay, you don't remember. Who remembers?
Because she had to destroy paintings to get the DNA.
Yeah, she took the DNA from the paintings and she had to destroy some of the paintings. She bought the paintings and she destroyed them. And ad lovers were angry with her. But she needed that information to get the DNA. Okay? She didn't get DNA from anywhere but the paintings. Okay. Very well. And this is how it looks. Okay? She took DNA from a painting. Very well. Well, this is exactly what we did. We have a few minutes more and we're going to start with the grammar from the next part. And well, our next class, we're going to finish with this lesson. Okay. We're going to continue with this. It says question tags. Yeah, we'll finish here. Good. Question tags. Grammar bank, question tags. Positive verb, negative tag, negative verb, positive tag. This is what you have to remember. Question tags are something like when you want confirmation. In Spanish, when you say, hace frío, ¿no es cierto? Ese cierto, no es cierto, that is the question tag in English, basically. You want confirmation. You want to know if something that you think is true, it's actually true, right? Something like, it's cold today, isn't it? You're Polish, aren't you? Now, the thing about question tag is that you have to remember one super important thing. If the verb is in the positive at the beginning, for example, here, it's cold. In the second part, in the question tag, the verb has to be in the negative. And the second thing that you have to really know is that the question tag must use the correct auxiliary. Okay? You must use the correct auxiliary. So it's called today. This is present simple. You're using verb to be. So you use the correct auxiliary. Isn't. Negative or verb to be. Isn't it? It's called isn't it? Look at the second one. It says you're Polish. You're Polish. Aren't you? Obviously the correct word because you're using verb to be are, and in the negative because the first part is positive, aren't you? Now, look at the third one. That is more interesting. They live in Ankara, don't they? Now, live is a verb in the positives, but on the other hand, it's also present simple. What is the normal auxiliary for the present simple? Do or does. In the negative, don't or doesn't. I have they, so it must be they don't. But I have to start with don't. So I say, don't they? They live in Ankara, don't they? Okay, so the important thing here is basically two things. You have to remember the correct auxiliary, and you have to remember this change. If you have positive verb at the beginning, the negative tag. And if you have a negative verb at the beginning, a positive tag. For example, she isn't here today. Is she? They don't smoke, do they? Mike hasn't been to Rome before, has he? As you can see, this is present perfect. The correct auxiliary is has. This is negative, so this is going to be positive. Hasn't he? No, has he? Okay? Super important to remember those two things. Let's read the grammar here. It says question tags. Is, he, aren't they, do you, did we, etc. are often used to check something you already think is true. This is what I was talking about, confirmation. Your name's Maria, isn't it? To form a question tag, use the correct auxiliary verb, of course, do or does, or be when you have be, when you have to be, for the present, did for the past, will and won't for the future, etc. Okay, so for example, if you have would, you will have wouldn't. If you have wouldn't, you will have would. Won't, will won't, etc. It's relatively simple, very straightforward. You need a pronoun. He, she, it, they, etc. The pronoun goes at the end. And also super important, a negative auxiliary verb if the sentence is positive, like in this case, the sentence is positive and you need a negative verb here. And a positive auxiliary verb, like this, these are positive auxiliary verbs. If the sentence is negative, like in these cases, you aren't, they don't, you see does, this is negative. So when you have a negative sentence, you have a positive tag. When you have a positive sentence, you have a negative tag. It must be like that. Positive, negative, negative, positive. Okay? Super simple. Do you have any questions? This is the moment. All the questions now. No questions? Okay. If you don't have any questions, we go on. Now, pay attention to what I'm going to do. I'm here. I'm going to go above. And we're going to do this exercise here. It says, look at 4 questions from the interview and complete them with the missing words. This is going to be a super simple exercise. Okay? And we're going to do this together. Let's go. To practice this question text. So, it says you were a detective with Scotland Yard. A question tag. Maffer. It says you were. This is in the past.
Weren't you?
Weren't you? Excellent. Very well, Kathy. It's incredible. Kathy.
Yes, isn't it?
Isn't it? Very well, isn't it? Maria Fernanda. But you don't think she's right.
But you don't think she's right. Do you?
Very well. You have negative here, you need positive here. Excellent. Alison, there's been another recent theory.
Hasn't there?
Hasn't there. I'm not sure. There's been, hasn't it? There hasn't there. Yeah. Let's check. I'm not sure about the last one. Yeah, hasn't there is correct. Yeah. Okay, good. Do you understand? Do you have any questions? No? Are you ready to do the most difficult exercises? Okay, we're going to do one now. Is this one. Grammar Bank 1A, match the phrases. Okay, look at this. You have a few words here. Sorry, a few sentences here, and you have, it's a little weird, but it's supposed to be a little more separated, okay? And you have the letters here. For example, like, you know that man, And you have to find the correct one, like will you, did you, won't you, have you, weren't you, don't you, etc. For example, if you think it's do you over here, you have to put letter K here. Understand what you have to do? I'm going to give you 8 minutes. Let's go. Let's all start now. Go. If you have any questions, please ask me. Let's go. Come on, finish up. There's a lot of people still working. This was not so difficult. You can go. You can do it. Okay, 2 more people working on it. As soon as they finish, we start checking. Okay, we start checking. We go. So, Mafer, can you do the first one, please?
You know that, ma'am, letter D is, wait a minute. Don't you?
Don't you? Very well. Excellent. Continue. Kathy?
You haven't told your family about him, have you?
No, number 1.
So sorry. You are going out with him, aren't you?
You're going out with him, aren't you? That is letter?
Letter I.
Letter I. Very well. So, there. Maria Fernanda, number 3.
Number 3, you met him last month. So,
Past tense.
didn't you?
Excellent. What is the letter?
And I don't find A.
Very well. Letter A. Allison. Number 4.
You were at the same party. Letter F, weren't you?
Excellent. Very good. Nuria. Number 5.
You didn't know he was a criminal. Number C, didn't you? Oh, no, sorry.
Letter C, not number.
Weren't you?
Yes. Letter C. You didn't know he was a criminal. Letter C. Now, letter C is not weren't you. Letter C is did you, right? Do you understand, Nuria?
Yes, sorry.
Can you read the complete sentence?
Sorry. Okay, number 5. You didn't know we was a criminal. Number C, did you?
Yes, you don't have to say number C because C is not a number, it's a letter. Okay, so letter C, did you? Okay. Good, good. It's okay. Sheila, number 6.
You aren't happy in the relationship?
Yes.
And are you your age?
You're unhappy in the relationship, are you? That's correct. Irene, number 7.
You don't want to see him again? Letter K, do you?
Letter K. Very well. Do you? Excellent.
Do you?
Maria Gracia, number 8.
Yes, you will use the truth letter D. I are in you.
Ok. Ese I está de más, ¿no? Aren't you? Right? Letter D. Aren't you? Ahora, no sé si se entendió cuál era la consigna del ejercicio. O sea, esto no es una oración. Esta parte de la oración corresponde a otra oración. Si me dices que hay que poner letter D, que es correcto, ¿cuál sería letter D? Esto que está acá. Entonces, al leerlo, tenemos que leer esto más lo de acá. ¿Se entiende? A ver, lo vamos a leer otra vez. You'll tell us, no us, sino us. Dale, te escucho.
Yes. You tell you the truth, won't you?
Claro, pero ¿cómo pronunciamos esto? You'll tell.
Us.
Eso, muy bien. You'll tell us the truth. Bien clarito, lo más claro que podamos. Porque si no, no se entiende, ¿sí? You'll tell us the truth. Won't you? ¿Por qué el won't? Porque tengo will acá, ¿no? ¿Sí? Estamos en... Y Ángel, number 9. Everything okay, Ángel?
Yes, it was. Number 9. You won't tell any lies. Will you?
Very well. What is the letter?
Letter B.
Letter B. Excellent. And Richie, to finish, number 10.
You understand what I'm saying, do you? Letter U.
Letter J.
Yeah, yes.
You understand what I'm saying, don't you? Letter J, right? Don't you, not do you. Do you es letra K. Esto es don't you, letra J. Es un
Yes,
poco
I think I bite my tongue, sorry.
Yeah, and we didn't do number 2. I don't know why. ¿Quién le tocaba hacer esto? You haven't told your family about him. Esto no lo saltea. A ver, Alejandra, number 2. You haven't told your family about him.
You haven't told your family about him. Letter E. Have you?
Have you? Ahora sí. Okay. Haven't told your family about him. Have you? Okay. That's it. Okay. Well, next class, we're going to continue and finish the lesson. Okay. We only have to do an extra exercise for this, and we're going to do a few reading and listenings, and we're going to finish the lesson. After that, we're going to do some practicing, especially considering the speaking exercises that we're going to do. Okay. For the exam, basically. And of course, any doubts that you could have. Everything okay?
Yes.
When is the exam?
The exam should be the next to last class. Let me check in the calendar.
The next Tuesday then, not.
Yes, the exam should be next Thursday. One thing, we have class this Thursday. We have class normally, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, because it's a Holy Week. I was confused. So we see you in 2 days, and we finish then, and then we have a week. Let me check. Yes, we finish on the 28th, and then we have the 2nd, the 4th, and the 9th. The 4th is going to be the oral exam, and the 9th is going to be the written exam, if I'm not wrong. I will confirm next class. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. See you guys. See you.